Today's story is kind of crazy, but I guess coming from a Chinese background, I would understand how this could happen. But let me know how you think by the end of the story. And I guess, what the story teaches us is that, you can never just tell from the surface how the person is doing. Wanja is a 32 years old single lady. Being a Chinese person living in China, it's kind of hard because you have social pressure, you have pressure from the family that you need to reproduce because, our grandparents get married when they're 16. So they still have the same kind of rules towards young people. So if I still see my grandmother, she'll be like, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? She started to even do that when I was 25. So I cannot imagine her being 32, how much pressure she's gonna have for being single. Now, she doesn't have to be single, She has a lot of people pursuing her during her college. She's a top student. She was this chief editor in the school magazine. Her parents are really stable. Dad works in the national enterprise and the mom is a head nurse of a hospital. So it's like really, really a protected and loved family since she's growing up. So I guess because of that, she has a lot of confidence. The pursuers in college, she don't think they're good enough. So after she graduated and got into work, she put all her time and effort in working, and she was eventually become a book editor from a publishing company. So time flying, now she's 32. One day, she is chilling at home after the work. As she's switching the channels, she saw this show, If You Are the One, in Chinese name, 非诚勿扰. It was a dating show and it was one of the most popular dating show around 2010. The show is around 24 panels of female guests and they will show their interest or disinterest to the panel of light. Every episode, they will come on around 3 male contestants and each male will have their own time to share their story through the videos and talents and answer questions from the female contestants. Now, as Wanja is watching the dating show, seeing all different kinds of women successfully matched with businessmen or rich people, she doesn't think it's going to be a big problem for her to find somebody if she get on the show. So she fly all the way from Xi'an to Nanjing, which took like 2 hours flight all the way. When she arrived at the registration site, because she's pretty composed, the way she talks is really calm and confident. The directors really liked it. So 2 months later, she is selected to become one of the guests on the show. And that actually only took 4 months since she applied. Being on the show, she has been very outspoken. She tells everyone that she's here only for finding a partner. Because as you know, this popular show, a lot of other women on the show will be sometimes just for exposure, sometimes for just better opportunity. But for her, she really just doesn't want any of it. She wants to settle, she wants to find a man that she loves. And she started to have like social media account. People started to follow her 4 episodes in. This guy come into the show. Now his name is called Zhang Tianyi. He's a CEO of a company. And not only that, he's been through a lot. Okay, he's been through like cancer, he's been through bankruptcy, he's literally have fought it all and survived it all. So to Wanja, she feel like, wow, he must be somebody who don't take things for granted. And at that moment, 24 panel, 23 girls turn off the light and they're not interested. So only Wanja's light was on. She said, I always really wanted a home. I just want to be happy. I don't want my family to worry about me anymore. So I really wanted to settle down with you. She even said that, I will fight through thick and thin with you no matter what, even if one day you become poor. Now, after she finished that speech, it kind of shocked everybody because for a girl to be this outspoken touched a lot of people in the audience. Successfully, they matched, right? So people are like expecting the good news to come, but the thing doesn't go as expected. The guy after the show kind of disappeared on her. He told her that he's gonna go abroad for a business trip and he just gone. He turned off his phone, she couldn't contact him anymore for a month and month. Now to Wanja, she is kind of humiliated. She documented everything online. She shared her mood and how she feel about this. And she went through a very dark period of time. And I have to say that because Wanja has been very picky, right? So she hasn't been in a lot of relationships. So there's never a long, intimate relationship. That's why she's so hurt. And it took a long time for her to kind of recover. And luckily, people on her social media, are very supportive of her. They've been comforting her. texting her, cheering her up. And this one user called Wenwen really just stood out because he's always been there telling her like, you deserve the best. And very soon Wanja started to hang out with this guy Wenwen in person because they're both come from the same city. They developed some friendship, and one day Wenwen texted her telling her that, I would like to give you a family, I want to make you happy, I want to be with you forever. But Wanja did not think like that. She was just grabbing on somebody who can just make her feel a little bit better. But she doesn't want him because she doesn't feel like he is good enough, obviously. She wants somebody who's very successful in business. And she wanted to be a housewife so she does not need to worry about mortgages and stuff. But Wenwen was a banker. He also have mortgages to pay off. So she doesn't feel like he fits in that criteria. She rejected him right away. But the thing is, like, Wenwen didn't give up. He consisted on texting her and supporting her, showing her love. Eventually, they got together. They planned to get married the same year, but the relationship was not as perfect as Wanja hoped for. A couple months later, Wenwen's ex-girlfriend came to find Wanja and told her that she was dumped by Wenwen for Wanja herself. And Wanja was shocked. She felt like the guy is not who she thinks he is. In the meantime, she's been talking to, they have this group chat from the If You Are the One show. And on the group chat, she learned that many girls who were on the show as her were now married to some really elite businessman, some rich family, some even become influencer. Some even become a singer, was about to release an album. She just couldn't accept it because she felt like she could do so much better. But just when she was about to cancel the wedding, she found out that she was pregnant. And now the thing just become more complicated. Her family now comes in, tell her that, if you get an abortion, you might risk of not being able to conceive again. And also they're saying, you're 33, 34 years old now. Like, what are you going to do? Give you an abortion? And what are you going to do with your future? We want you to get married, to have a family. And you want that too, right? So after that, she was convinced again. She obviously has been struggling between choosing the things that she wants and choosing the things that her family wants. After the wedding, there's still a lot of things to do. But for Wanja, as you can tell, she is getting pregnant and her belly started to get bigger. When she look at the photo she used to take on the show, she feels like a goddess. And now look at herself in the mirror, she feels like so horrible. This is not the life she wanted. One day, Wenwen was on the day off. When he finished cooking, Wanja's like, I don't want to eat, I just want to die. She was staring at her phone and he saw that she's in the group chat again talking with other girls. But Wenwen's like sick of it now. And he's like, okay, dude, like you're 32 years old. When are you going to wake up? Now saying that kind of triggered Wanja very much because she's already pregnant with depression. Nobody's listening to each other. So they have a really huge fight. Eventually, Wanja left the house and she went downstairs to take a couple walks. She come back after around like 5-6 hours later, being 7 months pregnant. When Wanja came home, she saw him playing on the mobile games. And Wenwen asked her, oh, you're back. What did you eat, by the way, for dinner? She said, I didn't eat anything nutritious, just like some porridge. And after Wenwen heard that, he got super pissed. He's like, you're 7 months pregnant. How can you not take care of your body? And he ended the sentence with, if you keep treating your body like this, not taking care of the baby, I'm not gonna give you any penny. Now, I think that really triggered Wanja because he's not worried about her being hungry or not eating anything. He's only worried about the baby. And after a couple hours of fight non-stop, they finally calm down and Wenwen went to sleep. At this moment, it's already 3 a.m. But Wanja couldn't sleep at all. She was thinking about all the things that he said. She just got even more pissed, So she walked to the kitchen, grabbed a fruit knife, walked to the bedroom, and she just stabbed him. Now with the sting pain, Wenwen woke up right away. He started like panic, started to run out of the door all the way to the neighbor trying to like knock on the door. And that was like 3 a.m. And he was yelling like, please help, somebody's murdering. After he yelled, he just crashed because he's been bleeding so much. There's already blood all over him. It was now at this point, he's like crawling. Wanja chased after him, he's right here now. So he's like, please, I'm sorry, baby, I love you. As him trying to crawl to the elevator door, Wanja gave her a couple more stabs. Eventually, Wanja kind of woke up all of a sudden, hysterically cried, and right away she went back to the living room, started to call 911, which is in Chinese number is 110. But when they came, they found out that Wanja was sitting next to the deceased body, her husband, but she also tried to stab herself on the left chest, abdomen, but right away, the police kind of just arrested her on the site and took her to the police. Eventually, she was sentenced to 13 years in prison for intentional homicide. Wenwen's parents was really devastated. But when she come out, she's gonna be 47 years old. And I guess it's gonna be really hard for the daughter to grow up and know what happened.